Hello, my name's Heather. Welcome to my creative kitchen. Let's see what's cooking today. On this night, we had taco salads, and I'm just going to start by slicing up this head of lettuce. And now, if you want to make it simpler, of course, use the prepackaged, already shredded or cut lettuce. I'm just cutting this into bite-sized pieces and then setting that aside. And then I'm going to take some Roma tomatoes and slice them up into bite-sized pieces. Now, there's only 2 of us eating here tonight, so depending how many of you there are, you'll need more or less of the ingredients, of course. But I did about 1 Roma a piece. And after I get those set aside, I'm going to start browning the meat. Now, this is about 1.5 pounds of ground beef because I wanted to have leftovers. So I'm going to start by just getting it broken up. And then I'm just going to brown it over medium-high heat. And then drain the grease. I'm going to add taco seasoning. I buy a pre-prepared mix from the Amish store near us, but you can buy any kind of taco seasoning for it. And then I add just a little bit of water, maybe 1/4 cup, just to give it a little bit of a saucy texture so that it can absorb into the meat easier. And then I'm just going to start putting together my salad. I'm going to put the ground beef on the bottom and then lettuce on the top. I'm going to add a little bit of tomatoes on top of that. And of course, if you've got black olives you want to add or onions you want to add, you can add those here too. I'm just using what I have on hand this particular night. And then you can use cheddar cheese, or this is the Fiesta blend shredded. I'm just putting that on top. Sorry, I didn't use a nicer presentation of putting that on. It was kind of a big bag. And then after that, I'm going to put on my favorite dressing, which I prefer ranch. But you can use any kind of your favorite dressing. French is very good on it, and Thousand Island also. And then after that, I'm going to add a couple dollops of sour cream. If you've got some avocado, that would also be good in it. Just whatever your preferences are. And then I like to take some Doritos, or you can use Fritos like my fiance likes, and we just crunch them up and put them on top of our salad for a little something different. And that's all there was to it. It was so good, and definitely is one of our favorite meals. On this night, I made a salad to go with our supper. It's crushed pineapple, a 20-ounce can. You're going to use the juices also. Pour that into a bowl and mix in a packet of pistachio pudding, dry mix, and stir that all up together. It makes a nice green color. Then we're going to fold in a carton of whipped cream or Cool Whip, and then 1 to 2 cups of marshmallows. You're going to stir it all up nice, and it only has to sit about 15 to 20 minutes, and it's nice and ready to go. It's really a nice, pretty green color in person, so it's a quick, easy one for something that you need to have in a hurry, or if you just want a little something extra with your supper. And here's what it looks like in the serving bowl. You can see it's a little bit more of the green color. It's one of our favorite salads. It's also called Watergate salad, if you've heard of it, known by that. And then we also had a beef roast this night with veggies. I took 5 red potatoes and chopped them into pieces. Then I took a half a bag of baby carrots. I put them in the bottom of a roaster. And then I took a big beef roast and put on top. And this one was quite large. I believe it was about 4 pounds, 3 to 4 pounds. But you can use whatever size you have. Then I took a packet of onion soup mix, a can of cream of mushroom soup, and a cup or 2 of beef broth. I stirred that all together, and then when it was mixed, I poured it directly on top of the roast, and then it kind of went down the sides into the veggies. I stuck that in a 325 oven for 3 hours, covered, and it just came out perfectly. You'll want to watch the time, depending how large or small your roast is. And then it just came out and sliced just like butter and was so tender and good. Then the nice part about this is it makes a gravy on its own. And so we rounded up these potatoes and carrots, and they had this nice little gravy to go on top of them. And I always put ketchup on my meat. I know it's such a good roast, it wouldn't have needed it, but it was so good. These egg muffins are perfect for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I just toasted up some English muffins, and then in a pan, I'm going to cook some eggs in a little bit of butter. I'm making 4 sandwiches, so you just need 1 egg per sandwich. And I'm just going to let these cook on the one side, and then separate them so they're easier to put one on each English muffin. And after they get cooked all the way, I'll flip these over, and that lets them just cook a little bit on the other side while I'm getting the other things ready. Now I'm going to take some ham slices and cheese and heat those up in the microwave. Meanwhile, when the English muffins come out, I'm going to take those out of the toaster and just put a little bit of butter on them. I want the outside crispy, but the inside to be soft, so the butter helps make the inside a little bit softer. Then I'm going to add the egg to each of the English muffins, and then add the ham and cheese that came out of the microwave and top. And there you have a quick and easy breakfast, or an easy lunch, or a nice addition to a breakfast for supper meal. This potato casserole is a favorite of my fiance. His grandmother used to make this. He takes about 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds of ground beef and put it in a greased casserole dish. Now this isn't cooked, this is raw at this stage. So he's just patting it into the bottom of the pan. Now you want to use some hamburger with a little grease, but not too greasy, so you don't want too much of a fat content. Then you're going to take a can of cream of potato soup and a can of cream of mushroom soup. And after you season the meat, you're going to do salt, garlic salt, and a little bit of pepper. And then you're going to put those soups directly on top of the meat mixture. You can also use 2 cans of cream of mushroom soup if you prefer. We used a can of cream of potato because that's what we had on hand, and it actually was really good. We both really liked it that way. So we had 1 cream of potato and 1 cream of mushroom. So he's just kind of blending these together. You just want to cover the whole top of the meat. Then he adds about 1/4 of a cup to 1/2 cup of milk. Just kind of drizzle it over the top. And next goes all of your potatoes. You're going to use any kind of tater tot. And just kind of spread those around the top evenly. And that goes in a 350 to 375 oven for an hour. You'll want to kind of take it out at that time and just check for the meat doneness in the center. Make sure it's done. And then we usually let it sit, about 10 minutes, just to let the flavors kind of get together and the texture of the casserole to firm up a little bit before we plate it. And here's what it looks like. It's so yummy and nice on a cold evening. Next, we're going to make this meatball casserole. You're going to take a can of Grand's biscuits. You're going to cut them into 6ths and put them in a bowl. And then you're going to add 22-ounce bag of homestyle or Italian frozen meatballs. Once you get those in the bowl, you're going to add a 15-ounce jar of marinara sauce, and you're going to stir up all the pieces together. Put them in a casserole dish. Add Parmesan cheese to the top as desired. Bake at 375 for 30 minutes. Once it starts to get brown on the top, you're going to top with some mozzarella and bake another 10 minutes. Enjoy. This is so yummy and very satisfying. I thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Till next time. Bye.